Welcome to my first digital time-lapse or speed paint. I want to share with you guys the process that I use to make these artworks. And this is my Christmas card for this year featuring Scary Fear. You'll see me open up older artwork as reference files. This is my turn sheet, character sheet, where I just pick the colors, the flat colors, and that's what I'm doing here. We're adding in all the flat colors to the line art. I've already finished the wreath around him and the hat, so the fun part now is finishing up and coloring Fear. Okay, now we've gone into shadowing, basic shadows, and what I do is I add a darker color layer over the flat colors, and then I cut away where the light would be hitting him. I wish I could draw and color this fast in real life. This is like so much faster. This just over 8-minute video is really a compression of about an hour and 20 minutes of work. And here's one of my older drawings where I'm referencing the colors that I used. This was fun to cut out all the lights on his teeth. And the technique that I use is the very last tooth. I don't do anything to it because it's the furthest one away, so it's supposed to look like it's in darkness and in shadow. Doing a little touch up here. So now I'm adding the gradient shades. So even though I love the cartoon look of a sharp shadow line, in this one I soften them up a little bit by adding an even darker color very lightly on top. And it looks like right now I'm going for the highlight colors from the older drawing. And the highlights are really fun because this just adds so much to the character where the light is shining on them the brightest. In Fear, he's very blue based. His outfit's blue and his skin is black, but it's actually an off black in the blue area more than any other color. So, and it's his favorite color and my favorite color. Okay, highlights on the eyes to make them look wet and glossy. Lights on his shirt. Notice I've got my little list back there to cross stuff off. Okay, now I left this part in. I actually made a mistake. I didn't like how these eyebrows turned out my first time around. I'm right-handed, and one thing I don't like about the tablet art is that I can't turn the tablet. When I draw on paper, I turn my paper constantly. If you've been on my other Christian channel where I do Christian art, you'll see me turning the paper in all different directions. So I had to redo this, start over, and get a smaller brush and just go slower, and you see me struggling with it. I still have to erase. But I finally got it, and this one that goes in the direction of my right hand, you'll notice that I had a way easier time. Yeah, these thick lines go on real easy, and then the little lines pretty easy too. So now he's got furry looking eyebrows. Yay, crossed them off. I'm always happy when I can get closer to the end and be crossing more stuff off. So this is my first time making a list, so I didn't forget all the steps that he has. Now I'm adding the highlight colors to his wings. So I use a mix of gradient shades and these hard shadows. And here I had to fix this one part. I couldn't get it, so I just added a blur and it fixed that I couldn't get the two parts to line up right. Now his hair is one of the things I usually leave towards the end. I get to add all the glossy colors and make it look like tinsel. or glitter. Definitely, I always think of Christmas. Not just because this is a Christmas card, but his hair is very tinsely and Christmas-like. And all 3 strands. It's got red, purple, and blue. Now doing the special effects on the eyes. Always a lot of fun. He actually has a pink glow. His eyes are white, but he emanates this pink light. And when he blinks, the light actually goes out. So you get this weird strobe effect when he's around sometimes. And now I'm adding the subtle white where his brightest part is. And now the glow that goes outside of his eyes. And positioning them correctly. And I'm getting very close to the end when I start coloring his lines. Luckily he's a black character, so you don't have... There's really not too much to color. His skin is black. And it's just stuff like his teeth, which was fun to do. And his shirt, and his wings, and his eyebrows. Even though his wings are black too, they actually have a bit of a green tint, so the outline is actually a dark green, which sets it apart from his skin. And a little for your information, okay, those of you who don't know, Scary Fear is actually a giant neuron. He looks like a bird, he looks like a raven, and his wings are the only thing that are really raven-like, but this is the form he takes. Okay, so now we're doing the text, and I had to get the curve so it'd go around the wreath and keep the whole circle shape going here. Now I'm adding in the shadows, had to figure out the angles. Again, I wish I could type this fast in real life too. And that looks pretty nice. Add my SIG. And because these are going to be printed out, I'm going to be mailing this out. Here's how it looks. And for those of you that are good friends of mine, you talk to me a lot. If I don't have your address, let me know and I'll be sending these out later on in December. I'm really happy with how he turned out. Definitely was part of the bullet journal that I get to use now this year. For this year's card. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the process of my digital art and Scary Fear.